Police versus Quail, Quail versus Police, CNC versus HAWINK. These are both 1207 liners in the X taper. What's the difference? Let's find out. Roll the intro. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. My name is Ron. Today on the menu we're going to do a little head-to-head versus comparison between the CNC Police liner and the HAWINK Quail liner. So, many of you guys know I am kind of a fan of these CNC Police liners, specifically the 7, or I mean really the 7 is the only ones I've used besides like the sample pack that they give out. I use 7 to outline, and 7s are just great go-to liners for outliners for me. 1207 Police liners never let me down. But before I found these CNC Police, I was using pretty much these Quails specifically. I bought the Value 40 pack in the 9, 5, 3, and 11. And then when I first started tattooing, I spent just a little bit more on my outliner, which is my 7. So technically this is my first 7 round liner Quail here. This is the new 3rd generation, which we'll probably get into another video. If you guys recognize that 3rd generation sticker, it's from because Stigma did a 3rd generation on their Stigma cartridges, Stigma Digital, not the higher end Stigma tattoo guys. So we'll touch up on that later, but overall I think he made some great changes with these. They're a lot quieter, and we'll check that out maybe in a later video if you guys want to see this. But right now we're going to talk about the Quail versus the Police. So CNC, HAWINK, they both belong to the outer company that is the So Long Tattoo Group. So Stigma, CNC, HAWINK, Antike, Rhine, R-H-E-I-N, Rhine. So they're all in the So Long Tattoo Group. So what is the real difference between these, and is there really even any besides price? Well, I did some little test patches, did a little tattoo. We're gonna go ahead and look at each one of these, just like I usually do in my videos. Let me turn the light down a little bit, guys. Just like I do in my usual videos, do a little head-to-head comparison, and I'll tell you what I think. So, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have enough information to make your own judgment. If you guys have any questions, just holler at me. You guys know I'm here for you guys. So, yeah. So let's get into this. So, let's just start with, you know what? Yeah, let's start with the Quail. Okay, so this is the Quail 3rd generation. They have made some changes. I'll put some pop-ins right here somewhere. Pretty much the same changes that they made with the Stigma, but just a little bit. Some good, some bad, I would say. But overall, they are a lot quieter. The Quails have kind of always been a, you know, tried and true for me. They've always kind of pulled through for me on the clutch. They're like my go-to 12-3s for, like, I use 12-3s to pack white highlights and stuff, and those are pretty much, these are what I use specifically for packing white. So here is our blister pack, blue dot. Now let me grab a previous generation so we can just do it. We'll just do a quick comparison. I won't open it up or anything and do that. So I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but overall, like the molded shell is kind of like a more of like an eggshell color. This light is just killing me. Kind of like an eggshell color. Let me get this one down a little bit. The new one has kind of an eggshell color. Tip is a little bit different. This is kind of like a tester one that I have. This is a 1209, guys. Like I said, I don't have any 1207s and Quails besides just this new 3rd generation. These lights are killing me. There we go. So overall, at first glance, it looks like, you know, they've kind of cleaned up this outer molding. The first thing I noticed was these end caps. Our end caps. This is our previous generation. This is our new generation. they have, I'm not going to say stiffened up the membrane, but they made it a lot more, it's a lot more of a smooth action here. So pretty much the same rebound. Sorry guys, let me get my gloves here. Pretty much the same rebound as before. Sorry. Nice and snappy. This is our, and I'll show you guys here in a second. The third generation is a lot more quiet in the machine, almost silent actually when it's running. So well, anyways, let's put this previous generation back. This is about the new gen. So overall, a little bit sleeker design. It looks like they did some, you know, trimmed a little fat here and there as far as using plastic, which is okay. They kind of got rid of like the center pin. It's not a thing that holds the pin, but it's in the molding itself that kind of guides this thing. But there's not really any shake. Not really any shake, I would say. Very little. You know, you got to have some room in there for the ink in the tube. But you know, they don't spit or sputter. I did line out a flower with these and it worked pretty well. A little bit smaller than my likings. A little bit smaller than I like for a 7, but I was still able to use it just fine. So, okay, so differences. I mean, the boxes are pretty similar size. I mean, the CNC police is just a little bit bigger. The difference is, as far as the boxes go, the police boxes do come nice and cellophane, a nice cellophane wrap, which is something nice. So the Quelle do come with a sealed little sticker, which is always good. If you want to go to the HAWINK website, it'll show you like, you know, some quick little snippets of them, you know, these like cartridges going through like the factory line and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool vid to watch. Definitely informative. Yeah, so overall, the Quelles, they did a nice improvement with their 3rd gen. Like I said, a lot of the similar changes with the stigma, but overall, I think they took some away, added some things. Overall, just a better cartridge. So kudos to them for that. So this is my first box of 1207s from CNC Police. This is my last one here, so I'm going to be tossing this. So right now you guys can get these on sale. Let's see, the Quelles. The Quelles are not on sale, but these start, the 1207s start at $14.95 for a 20 pack. That's the 1207. The Police at $17.95, so 15 and 18 bucks, so $3 in the difference. $3 in difference. Really not that big a deal. Well, since these police liners are on sale right now for 18, originally 26. You know, getting them for $3 more than the Quelles, I would definitely pick these Quelles over that. I would definitely pick the Polices over the Quelles, I would say, just because I have more experience with these Police 7s. These are just overall, these are just great, great cartridges. Specifically the 7s. I don't have any experience with the anything else really, but people really seem to like them. So and you know, I'm right there with them. So automatically, I can tell you right now that this is a very smooth action, a lot softer membrane for sure. Which makes sense because a lot of the CNC machines aren't very hard hitting machines, and I have had problems with their CNC machines plugging in a cartridge and they're not even going to be able to push them. So I imagine them putting a softer membrane for their line of cartridges just so that way their machines can push them. Makes a whole lot of sense. So the police liners do have the spin factor, which I'm not a big fan of. But these overall are just, you know, they're workhorses. And you can see a considerable size difference. the one thing I thought that these were going to be different was I thought they were just going to be using the exact same needles, just different housing, which is not the case, thank God. So you can see a considerable size difference. The CNC Police 7 is just like a much bigger needle, just a much bigger set of pins in themselves. So, which is you know, that's good to see. Get a breath of fresh air, because I was pretty dead set that they were going to be using the exact same pins in both of these cartridges, and just, you know, putting them in a different box and being like, oh hey, you know, these are $10 more, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So side by side, Quail versus Police. Quail has a stiffer membrane. The third generation, they are both pretty smooth. You know, of course, the Quail is going to have a little bit faster, snappier rebound because it has a stronger membrane, which doesn't take a genius to figure out. So anyways, let's run them. I was going to order a wireless Mummy battery. That way I could use my Hawk Thunder, have my Hawk Thunder plugged in to shade with, and I can run my Ava off a battery, but I just decided to cancel the battery just because that's $70 I could use elsewhere. So that's 7 right there. So that's sucked all the way in. Pretty quiet. Let's turn it up a little bit. Yeah, so pretty damn quiet. I was pretty impressed with that. You know, they don't spit, they don't sputter. I outlined like a little 4x4 flower that we're gonna see here in a second back here. Overall, a pretty smooth cartridge. I was pretty, you know, after doing the Stigma video and their 3rd gen, whatever, I pretty much put my foot down and said that was kind of a soulless cash grab and a waste of money. But I don't really want to base my videos off doing negative videos, and so I'll just cover the positive things and then let you guys make your own decisions on whether something is bad or not. So pretty smooth. As you can see, it's hitting pretty straight. It's not jumping around or anything like that. The Ava is a pretty consistent machine. This isn't the best battery, but you know, it does when it needs to as far as me covering videos. So you know what, let's do this real quick since we're here. So this is our previous generation. This is a 12.9. So as far as fitment, the 2nd generation, a little bit tighter fit, not as smooth as a lock. It's a little bit tighter, yeah, but not as easy going. So this is our 3rd gen in, 2nd gen, a little bit tighter, a little bit snugger fit, but overall I like the feel of the 3rd gen plugging in because it doesn't feel like I'm gonna break it. All right, so let's do a quick, let's do 9.5 volts here. We're gonna plug this right in to our new 3rd gen Quail. Just listen for sound. Put it up to the microphone here. Okay, that was 9.5 volts. This is our previous generation. Now this could be the difference between the 12.9 and 12.7, but you can hear there's a lot more rattling around with the previous generation, so that's good. Overall, smoother cartridge. Anyways, let's plug the new guy back in. Plug the new guy back in. So I did just notice right now, right here, just 12. I'm guessing that's the 12 for 12 gauge. Maybe that's how they label their caps when they're putting these together in the factory. Right off the bat, you can notice that they're using the exact same caps here. The same thing for the mags. I have some HAWINK curved mags and some HAWINK, or some police curved mags, and they use the exact same end caps as well. So let's plug in our new coil. This is our sound test, putting it up to the microphone. This is our police here. A little bit more rattle. About the same smoothness though, not very much of a difference on sound, so. Sucked in. As you can see, it's hitting pretty dead on. 60 frames per second. It's about where I'd hang it right there, tops. Yeah, overall both cartridges pretty solid. You know, like I said, my 7's my go-to outliner, and I think a lot of people are that way too, but for me personally, I'm gonna be reaching for the Police 1207s just to outline. And having a coil for a backup is definitely not a bad idea. It's pretty much my setup whenever I'm just looking to sit down and get a tattoo and not want to mess around and test around with different things, which is hard to do, but hard for me to do, but you know, it's do it for the sake of spreading the knowledge about these things. All right, so here we are. So bottom police, top coil. As you can see, the police is just a little bit chunkier of a line. You know, they both put in pretty solid black. I think I ran these at 8 volts. With my Ava, just did, you know, some circles, X, triangle, or whatever, and then I did like some whip shades here. I tried to do like some they're both X taper too, so 7 millimeter plus taper. So I just tried to you know, do like some liner shading here, some whips up and down, and I did some across, you know what I mean, just to fill it in. Turn this up a little bit. There we go. And then I did, you know, some up and downs and then some sideways, but pretty much the same results as far as lining goes. Like, but you know, like I said, the police is just a little bit of a chunkier 7. I like a chunky 7 for my outliner, just cause, you know what I mean. And right here, this is what I used for my first test piece. I used with the QUELLE third generation. These big outlines are my 12.7. I used a 12.5 for the smaller lines right here, and it's I honestly can't remember what 5 I used. I think I just used the QUELLE 5 because it's pretty much the only 5 I have on deck here. So as you can see, pretty capable cartridges. I was gonna say it's pretty much might just be down to how much you want to spend. So either way, if you want to order these from HAWINK, you're gonna have to wait for them to come from China. I got these in about 12 to 10 days. So, and I shaded this with my Cheyenne Hawk Thunder, which is fucking amazing. So this video's gone on pretty long, guys, so thank you all for the patience. I hope I covered all this good, and I was able to answer your guys' questions. I'm sure there'll be something I missed, but yeah, what do you guys think? Are you guys team CNC, team HAWINK? You don't like this, or do you not like the so long tattoo grip at all, or well, what are your guys' thoughts on this? So let me know in the comments below. I like the Police 7s. Police 7s are like my go-to. They just do work for me, and that's something that, you know, I just love being able to do. So just plug them in, get to work, and then you're done. So the next video, guys, is going to be, we're going to do a comparison of using gray wash, using whitewash versus gray wash. I was tattooing this with the Silverback 666 and with no white in it, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't darkening up, and I was like, hey, I think I figured out why. So anyways, we're gonna put that in our next video. We're gonna put a little thought into that one, and I'm gonna do some side-by-side comparisons with the different flour. Don't forget to check my community page, guys, and engage with that. I'm going to be, posting stuff in there and just, tattoo stuff. And, this is the Captain Ron Inc. Experience. Thank you guys all for the patience. God bless you all.